Hello guys, welcome to yet another class. Today we are going to be teaching on different types of Swiss lace, the best that you need to make your closures. And I'm going to tell you how to take the measurements for you to get the right sizes. Sit back, relax and enjoy the class. As you can see on the screen, I have the darkest shade of closure net. This type is good for people with my kind of color, dark skin color, really dark, yes. And this particular type is a soft but strong closure. You can see how it is. It has elastic, and what you need to take note of is that these laces they have two sides to it. One side is stretchy while the other side is not stretchy. The part that is not stretchy, as you can see on the screen what I'm doing, that is where you place, positioned in a way that your pattern will not expand later on, because if you do it the other way around it might expand. So make sure your net is always well positioned. This is another shade of, the bigger one is another shade of Swiss lace. This third one is the white type. All of them have two sides to it. There's a part, one side is stretchy, the other side is not stretchy. Please, it's very important you test both sides of the Swiss lace so you know how to position your net before you start ventilating. I for one love this white one. It's stronger and the holes are not too tiny. It's easier to work with. With this you will ventilate fast because of the holes. The holes are really visible. So for me, I will recommend this white ones. Now let's talk about the sizes, the different sizes of closure we need and how to cut and take the measurement. What you are seeing on the screen is one that you can use for 2x6 closure, meaning the breadth. For us to get 2x6 closure, we need to take a measurement of 4x10, or that is the breadth is going to be 4 inches, while the length is going to be like 10 or 8. Why is that? Because in front of the closure we need like at least 2 inches before starting the closure itself, and at the back we also need like another 2 inches. We need at least 1 inches by the sides, 1 inches both ways, both sides, and 2 inches front and back. So we have it at the middle. So for you to get 2x6 inches measurement, to cut the measurement for 2x6 closure, you have to cut 4 inches by, say, 10 inches. It is very important for you to get your measurement right. As I said earlier, if you are trying to get the 2x6 inches closure, you cut 4x10 closure, so you'll be able to leave allowance at the front, the back, and both sides. And why do we leave allowance? Very important. So we'll have what to sew on the wig cap. You use same when making your 2 by 4 inches closure. You use the 2 by 6 inches closure when you want a very long pattern at the center of the wig, but the normal size of pattern is 2 by 4 inches. So what you do is make sure there is enough allowance in front, back and both sides for the sewing of the closure on the wig cap. Now let's talk about the 4 by 4 inches closure. When you are cutting the 4 by 4 inches closure, you can make it 8 by 8. You can cut 8 by 8, so you'll be able to take your 4 inches closures from it and have enough allowance to sew your wig, so sew your closure net on your wig cap. When I say 8 by 8 instead of the 4 by 4 that you need, you'll be able to leave 2 inches in front, 2 inches at the back and 2 inches also from at both sides. This will enable you to have enough space to sew or manipulate your net when fixing your closure on the wig net. I also want you to note that you can also leave up to 4 inches extra net in front of the closure. You can fold it in when sewing to give your closure double protection. Now is the frontal measurement. The frontal measurement is 13 by 4 inches, but you are not going to cut your Swiss lace exactly that size. So what you do here is that you put into consideration this space or the allowance you are giving, you'll be leaving in front. Mostly you leave 4 inches in front, then the back can be 2 inches. So that 2 inches at the back and at the front gives us 6. We now add it to the 4 inches. That is the length, the size of the breadth. We add that 6 to the 4 inches, it will give us 10. So for our breadth is going to be 10 inches. Then when we are talking about the length, that is that 13 inches from the side of one ear to the other side of the ear. There we have 13 inches plus 2 inches for one side of the ear. To the other side of the ear we have another 2 inches. Then we have 4 inches extra. So we are adding that 4 inches extra to the 13 inches that we are making. It will now give us 17 inches. So when you are cutting your frontal, it's going to be 17 inches by 10 inches. Please note, do not forget to take note of the sides of your Swiss lace. Remember, the stretchy part must be positioned well to avoid expansion of your lines. In summary, I will say for the 2 by 6 closure net, which is also referred to as half closure, you cut 4 by 10 inches. That is, the breadth is going to be 4 while the length is going to be 10. And for the full closure, the size of the full closure is 4 by 4, but you will cut 8 by 8 to give you enough allowance for front, back and both sides. And also for the frontal, the size of frontal is 13 by 4, but you can cut 17 by 10 also to give you the required allowance you need. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something new, please subscribe, like and share this video to support us. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you in our next class. Goodbye.